What's up, YouTube? Let's dive right into it. So, the Trump dossier, fake, made up by the Clintons, already proven to be made up and faked by the Clintons, paid for and created by Fusion GPS. So the Clintons paid Fusion GPS to make the dossier so that Trump can be investigated by the FBI to find out if there was any collusion between him and the Russians. So basically Hillary lied. Hillary lied on Trump, had some paperwork drawn up so that he can be searched unlawfully. Well, so that he can be lawfully searched. So she basically just made up some fake shit on him so that he can be searched. So that's already straight up illegal. Now, here's the thing. What's come out in the media, finally, which is old fucking news, old as dirt. So, for most people who have been just watching TV and don't do any fucking research on this here shit, there was collusion between the United States and the Russians, but it wasn't between Trump and the Russians at all. It was between the Clintons, the Obamas, and Putin. And it all had to do with the Uranium One deal. This is where Hillary had taken a big sum of money to the Clinton Foundation so that she can sign a bill to sign over 20% of the United States uranium to the Russians. And come to find out, Putin wanted the uranium so that he can sell it and make a profit off of it. So basically, she wholesaled the uranium over to Russia so the Russia can sell it for profit. That's where the collusion came in at. And for some reason, the media decided to go ahead and blab on it. Now, I don't know why, which is strange, because they've been hiding this here the whole time. Now, if I recall, it was Michael Savage who broke the story on that. Like, back when the shit was first happening. And there was a couple people that wanted to report on it. I believe one of them was like a Spanish news reporter, and she was supposed to have been wanting to talk about it and disappeared. That's the Clinton curse, I guess, you know. Niggas want to talk and say, hey, look, we know this about the Clinton, and they just all disappear. No, you know, they find their suicide notes and had 2 gunshots to the back of the head. And then some kind of way they were able to get 2 shots off, and they rule it as a suicide. But for whatever reason, it finally hit mainstream media that there was collusion. And here's the thing, they call it opposition research because they're backtracking now. Now these dumbasses in the media was not supposed to leak that apparently because they're backtracking on it. They kept on saying that, you know, the Russians overthrew the election, this, that, and the other. They influenced the election, they were colluding with Trump. But again, all along, this was Hillary and Obama, because as we know, Obama was using an alias, or however you pronounce that, to communicate with Hillary through her emails, through that private server. That also kind of comes out when you leak that kind of dirt out for the uranium deal. Because at the time, Hillary was still Secretary of State, which means she was also communicating with Obama. Which means that she was working under Obama at that time, which means that she didn't have any choice but to communicate with Obama, because she was Secretary of State. And she admitted that at that time she didn't have any intent to break the law. Of course, intent does not excuse you from the law. Oh, officer, I didn't intend on breaking the speed limit. I didn't know it was 35, but I was going 45. But that don't get you out of a fucking ticket like it shouldn't get you out of a jail sentence. Huh, I got another one for you. I didn't know she was under 18, them big old titties. You know what? I saw an African girl the other day. It was a patient of mine. I walked into the house, the nurse let me in. I went upstairs, I saw the small child, which needed some help with her feeding, by the way, helped her out at the end. Because the nurse was sitting there, nodding off, she old and shit. And I saw the young lady in the kitchen, big old titties and ass and everything. And the sun was shining, I really couldn't even see her face, and I didn't hear her speak either. And I thought it was a grown-ass woman, and I spoke, "Hey, how you doing?" And she spoke back, and I heard her voice. I'm like, whoa, that sounds like a kid. And then I looked a little bit more. And then her brother walked out the room, and they started talking, and they started talking about school. And I'm like, oh, that's a kid. Whoa. But I didn't know she was under 18. Don't keep your ass from going to jail, does it? Nope, it don't. So that bitch Hillary should be locked up because intent, ignorance of the law, don't keep you from going to jail. And that means Obama, who sit there and lied, oh, I didn't know nothing about it. Well, the shit goes back to your server too, homeboy, that you was communicating with Hillary on a private server while using a fake name, Pookie, President Pookie. And you know about these illegal ass deals too, which means you also need to be up in jail. Speaking of scandals that's been going on, and this one's already over with. That black ass bitch who decided she wanted to take Trump's phone call to that widow, you know, he knew what he was getting into, but it still hurts when you lose them. You know, that woman who took all that shit out of context, called it the call, I put her voting record up, and I hope you guys watched it. It's got, you know, just a few views, but still. Where was I going with that? I forgot where I was going with that point. But that was another scam. Guy was told what to say and how to say it. Where was I going with that? Oh yeah, Benghazi. They want to say that what Trump said was offensive. But you had Obama and bitch Hillary Bitchton, lying to the face of those poor families who had lost their kids in war, who had lost their kids in Benghazi, right up in their face. They said it was a fucking video. It was a video. And the guy who made the video got locked up. I'll have to research and see what happened to that guy. See if he's still locked up. The dude who made the video got locked up. Those folks was calling for help and told constantly to stand down. Stand down, stand down, stand down. And Obama and Hillary, they didn't have no issues lying to those families' faces. Oh, your kid was killed because of the video. And then we come to find out that the attack actually happened because of 9/11. It was more of like a celebration. It was pre-planned, it was premeditated, it was planned out ahead of time that they was gonna do this and fuck them up. And they did. But Trump saying, after he was giving advice, by someone who was in combat what to say, you know, he knew what he was signing up for. But you know, it still hurts when we lose him. Who was actually complimenting the guy, because let me tell you something. My last patient that I left, he was all fucked up and couldn't sign his own paperwork. I deal with fucked up veterans daily. And sometimes I tell them I'm sorry that they got messed up. Man, you know, man, I'm sorry you got hurt like that. And a lot of them tell me, man, don't feel sorry for me. I knew what I signed up for. And I'd do it again if I could. But I can't do it. If something happened, I would do whatever I can to protect the citizens around here. I've heard so many fucking stories of that. I've been told that so many times by these veterans who went over and fucking served for us. So I know goddamn well that he did not sit there and fucking insult this person. That was not meant as an insult. That it was not insensitive. That this sequence hat wearing ass black bitch decided to take this out of context. I'm a rock star now. Bitch, you ought to be a rock star in the fucking grave. That ass bitch. Old motherfucker. And this hoe here done voted against everything in her state that would have helped the veterans. Go look at her voting record. And remember me, guys. Now look at all these scandalous ass acts that went on by these Democrats. See, what I said, the joke's on you, Democrats, about this Russian collusion. There was plenty of Russian collusion. And you dumbasses decided to say Trump did it. And for some dumbass reason, the mainstream media, which the Democrats have been running for the longest, decided to leak that out there. And now it's coming back to bite you in the ass. Good job. Good for you. I am glad y'all motherfuckers are exposing yourselves. Good job. Oh, by the way, there was a Republican also involved in this dossier scandal as well. You know, that guy who got caught. Now, that was disrespectful. He did fight in the war. But this is a turncoat motherfucker that we are talking about. Straight up. This is John McCain who handed out the dossier to somebody in the FBI. And I don't know exactly who he handed it off to. But he got his hands in there with glee. He was happy to hand that shit off as if it was real. Now, we don't know if he knew if the dossier was fake or if he knew if it was fake or real when he handed it off. But from my understanding, Republicans also paid a large sum of money to Fusion GPS. But we also know that the Clintons paid millions of dollars to Fusion GPS to create that fake document for Trump to be spied on. And the thing is, no dirt has been found on him. But all that investigating came back and they found dirt upon themselves, which is beautiful. And before I go, I'm going to go ahead and say this here. The one thing that's beautiful about the truth, and this is why I always tell the truth to the best of my abilities. I tell the truth to the best of my abilities. When I got this job here especially when I was not being tracked. There was so much stuff that I could have lied my way out of, and I didn't. I could have lied my way out of all kinds of situations. Equipment screw-ups, forgetting stuff, places that I was at, and I didn't. I just refused to lie. And I believe that's why I'm still with the company today. Just out of refusing to lie. And I'm not saying Trump's perfect by any means, because he ain't. Shit, nobody is. I'm not a saint. And Trump ain't no damn saint. We all know him. Grab him by the pussy. I like that line though. At least he's straight up with it. Grab him by the pussy. They let you when you're rich. Shit. But where was I going with that? When you fight the truth with the truth, you can't fight against it, because you cannot fake the truth. You can fake a lie, and you can make up lies to cover up lies, but the truth is the truth, and the truth usually sets you free. There's no dirt to get on Trump. Absolutely none, because he didn't do anything. There's nothing there. They searched him high and low. All the sex scandals have been misproven. When they put out that ad, those women that all came forward, that was an ad, a Craigslist ad that came out where they were hiring women to lie and say they were sexually assaulted by Trump. That was done by the DNC. You're Democrats. You're Democrats that voted to keep slavery alive and enforce Jim Crow laws and create all this welfare shit to keep us as slaves and kick black men out of the home by offering them free houses and child support and shit like that. And boy, that's some real incentive right there. Imagine them civil rights eras where the woman's like, baby, we poor, and we got all them white people out there with all this racism, but this group of people is saying that, baby, they'll give me a free house if you're not in the house. So if you go and live down there at the motel and keep your job, I'm gonna get this house for free. The government gonna pay for it, and they're gonna put you on child support, but I'll kick some money back to you, and we'll still be together. You just sneak in at night. Sound like a good fucking deal, don't it? For some people who are 100% desperate, especially back in them days, huh? What a way to separate black people, huh? It fucking worked, because we still doing it. It fucking worked, because we still doing the same shit and voting them same people in who had a fucking goal from Planned Parenthood to sterilize the black race, which is why they put those places in urban areas. 92% of those Planned Parenthoods are placed all in urban areas. They don't provide services. They don't check your titties and shit. I'll be checking them just because I want to feel on them. But they don't check them and do mammograms. They just provide abortions. I done said it before. More black children are aborted every year than born. More black children are aborted every year than Jews were killed in the Holocaust. Those are facts, black people. Wake the fuck up. But we got them dirty ass Republicans that need to be swept out of the swamp. Because that is the swamp right now. And Trump ain't one of them. I'm telling y'all, man. Do your fucking research. That dude been doing more for black people than y'all get to know. Do your fucking research on him. I know the media got you hating the dude. His personality really don't help. I was thinking about it this morning, but he act more black than any other presidents. Walking around look like he be grabbing his dick. And grabbing them bitches by the pussy. That's some shit niggas do. Anyways, I'm back at the job. I done cooled down a little bit. Man, I done forgot where I'm going with this. I'm getting deep in the woods, pissed off about donuts with that. This punk ass, ragged ass motherfucking phone of mine and tripped out. Motherfucking phone ringing in the middle of my shit, so I'm gonna have to wait till I get home to split the video in two so I can upload this shit. Girl, that got her dude keep on hitting me up in the inbox just saying hi. She's a sweet girl, but she's a little slow, but whatever. You know, I said, you know, she's a little special in the head. Sweet girl, sweet lady though. But it's all good, man. Write my motherfucking time down here. See if they got any more fucking work for me. Happy motherfucking Friday. Peace the fuck out, YouTube.